Yes. Enough of that. Enough of that intro music. Let's go. Let's get the road on the show. Yes.
Let's go. Yeehaw. It's bull wrangling time.
Let's go.
Yes. Looks good. Everything looks good. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. I'm back. Feels like it's been a long time. Every time we have that Saturday to Wednesday gap, a lot happens, and this time is no different. And just like every other time, I will say,
thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the ting. Click like on the stream. Some of you are already revealing something I was going to talk about, which is the fact that there are several new, actually almost every single one of the members-only emojis in the chat are brand new. I completely redid the membership emojis. I want to thank Rainy Kanan for creating a lot of those. I'm gonna add the ones that were created today by Sunset Dev in Discord. So thank you to any of you guys who created custom emojis for the community. You can use them in Discord, and if you're a member on YouTube, you can use them here in the chat. We love to see that. What's next? Well, I think I'm 15 subscribers away from 60,000, which will be the most subscribers that I have ever had on this channel, which is which is good. And I don't want you guys to go and log in on other accounts and subscribe from those, because that actually doesn't help. It's going to happen. Realistically, I'll probably wake up tomorrow and we'll be there. And that's amazing. And I'm really, really grateful for that. And I look forward to continuing doing this. You know, this recent reprisal since January of me going back into doing anti-MLM content has been such a fast growth, and so much has happened. All the multi-level misery episodes. I'm working on these infiltrating a pyramid scheme videos again. I did the conference. We've done so many streams talking about just focus, just dialed in, and I'm really happy to see that. I really don't know if there's many YouTubers that drop as much content as me. Between the 3 live streams a week, which go for multiple hours, and the multi-level misery, which I've been pretty consistent on every week, plus other social media, etc., we'd love to see that. One of the things we're going to do on the stream today, remind me in case I forget, but I posted a TikTok about, a week ago, and it was a clip of like the first minute of my conference speech. I posted that on TikTok. And thus far, let me move me. It has, I don't know if you can see it here on the left-hand side of the screen, 432,000 views on TikTok. Pretty good stuff. So follow the TikTok and remind me to do this. There are 2 people who made like stitches of my TikTok. One of them, I think maybe both, but one of them for sure is trying to debunk what I'm saying in the TikTok and defend multi-level marketing. We definitely have to watch that and react to that. And you guys got to thumbs up the stream for sure.
Thumbs up the team.
Because there's 128 people watching and only 78 likes, so it doesn't make any sense. Appreciate you guys being here. All the members in the chat, I love to see it. Man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. How's the weather? Have you been hit by the ice storm? No, it's actually nice, thankfully. So on Monday, I talked about the WFG, sorry, not on Monday. The last live stream from 3 days ago, Saturday, I talked about crashing the WFG charity hockey game. And one of the guys, the actual team captain of the hockey team, was a guy who I recognized. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that guy goes to my gym. And it turned out that he does, in fact, go to my gym. I've seen him several times at my gym, and he's never said anything to me because, of course, they never say anything to me, but they all know who I am. That gentleman was actually at the gym today. Some of you may have seen my Instagram story. Follow me on Instagram if you're not. And I posted a picture of his water bottle that was sitting there on the ground with the WFG sticker on it. And this is the gentleman here. His name is Jarek Chin. This is his channel, Jarek Chin. I have no qualms about saying people's names or showing people's faces on this channel. These people, this is a public YouTube channel. He published this video publicly. This is from 6 years ago at their hockey game at West Edmonton Mall. So they've been doing this a long time, and it appears he's been the team captain for a long time, as he was at the most recent one that I was at. These people, it is in their interest to recruit as many people as possible. They all have public social media accounts. They all have public YouTube, whatever their social media is, it's public. They post things with the intention of having as many people as possible see it. Because as we know, every single person is a lead, right? Every single person is a prospect. It doesn't matter what age they are. If they are, at least 18 and can sign up and put money in, they're a prospect. So I have no qualms about showing this gentleman's face or saying his name. His name is Jarek, as though, Jared, but with a K, Chin. He goes to my gym. I saw him today. What happened when I saw him today? I smiled at him, but of course...
How are you going to do that? How are you going to get more subscribers?
Right.
You can't do that. You don't believe in yourself.
Exactly. Thank you, Ivan Estrada.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
Also, don't interrupt because this is a cult, as you know. But I smiled at Jarek today when I saw him in the gym. And I was planning to say, because the Edmonton team lost to the Calgary team, I was planning on saying to him, we'll get him next year. But he looked at me and looked away and would glance over. And every time he'd glance over, as I get older, I stop giving a fuck. I stare, bro. I hold eye contact. If somebody's looking at me, like this happened yesterday or 2 days ago when I was leaving the gym, I'm walking out and this old man is walking towards, like he's going into the gym, and he's staring at me, like holding my gaze. I walk 1 step, I walk 2 steps, I walk 3 steps, I walk 4 steps. He's still looking at me. I just stop and pivot my body towards him and stare him directly in the eye. Because now if you're staring at me that long, now I'm expecting you to say, what can I help you with at that point? So I turn and pivot my entire body towards him. And this old man then looks away. And I sort of, every time I'm like, that's what I thought. And so I tried to, smile at our friend Jarek today. And he didn't seem to want any part of it. But as I was leaving the area that I initially saw him in, I saw this other gentleman walk up to him. And they started talking. And I heard them say something WFG, talking about the hockey game, I'm guessing. And the guy that Jarek was saying hello to, I've also seen in the gym before. When you go to the gym, you have these little, you recognize people, but you don't know them. You haven't talked to them, but you feel like you know them in a way because they go to your gym. So this brown guy who goes up to talk to Jarek, I've seen him in the gym countless times. And every time I'm in the gym, he stares at me. And the other day, actually, we were in the, I think this is the same day the old man was staring at me outside the gym. The other day, I'm standing in the mirror, blow drying my hair in the gym, right? I'm getting dressed, blow drying my hair. And this brown guy is next to me at the mirror station next to me. And in the mirror, I just see he's staring at me. And now I understand why. Because he's obviously cool with this WFG guy to some degree. So sometimes I really underestimate the amount of people in Edmonton that know who I am. Edmonton is a small city. There's like 1 million people here. There are very few YouTube creators here who have actually had, some semblance of viewership or subscribers. I think me and Philip, my best friend Philip, are the most notable people that live here. I have 60,000 subscribers. He has 500,000 subscribers. I know that basically every time he goes out somewhere, people recognize him. Me, I'm not saying this because I think I'm famous. I don't. Anywhere else, I probably wouldn't get recognized. But in Edmonton, it's a small city. It's just how it is. And especially in my neighborhood, you know, I still live in the same neighborhood I grew up in. So if I'm not seeing somebody who I like went to high school with or knew from some past life, then I have, usually one person every single time I'm at the gym who I've never spoke to before comes up to me and says, "Hey man, how's it going? I've seen your videos. You're doing good stuff, da 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 da." So now I'm becoming more conscious, not self-conscious, but more conscious of people who recognize me who aren't a fan of what I do. And I'm just amazed that I've been seeing this dude, Jarek, at the gym for so long, and he's never said anything to me. I mean, wouldn't you have words? Maybe I don't know. I would think you would have words for the guy whose life mission is to shut down the thing that you are relying on for money. I would think. But of course, I don't know. So, but I've been doing a lot of thinking. First, I want to tell you good news. Okay, here's some good news. I went and we filmed the WFG event and me crashing it and whatever. Crashing is sort of a strong word because it was a public event. I was in public. I went through all the footage and I just went straight zombie mode, locked in on it the other day, and I trimmed like an hour and a half of footage down to like 12 minutes of footage. And all that is left for me to do is film the talking head inserts of the video for WFG Part 4, and it's done. And that's it. So WFG Part 4, like 90% done already. Okay? Don't DM me and comment and post in Discord asking me shit about when's it dropping, bro. You think I don't want it to drop? It'll drop, okay? It'll drop. But that's good news, and I wanted to tell you that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, I was actually heavily considering doing this stream with the lav mic in front of my whiteboard because I have a lesson that I want to teach today, okay? So last night, I went to bed early. It was like 11 p.m. I went to bed. I left my phone in the kitchen. So that way in the morning, in order for me to shut off the phone, I have to physically get up and out of bed, walk to the kitchen, turn off the phone. By that time, I'm up, probably got to pee, go to the bathroom, I pee, drink some water. Now my metabolism's going. The likelihood that I'm going to fall back asleep is virtually zero. So last night I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed 11 p.m. I'm going to wake up 7 a.m. I'm going to go to gym, come back home, work on this, go to physio, da-da-da-da. And man, it wasn't an anxiety thing, but last night was just one of those nights where my mind would not quiet. And I got up to pee at one point and I saw the clock on my oven said 1:30 a.m. So I had tossed and turned for 2.5 hours and still was wide awake. And it continued. And I at one point I had to get up, write this down. At one point I literally had to get up and write this down. What up, Jennifer? I had to get up and grab my pen and paper and like write down ideas that I had, things that I wanted to do, things that I wanted to say on stream, things that I wanted to include in my WFG video, things that I wanted to talk to Robert Fitzpatrick about, different ways to make money, etc. And until I was able to put those down, I honestly, I don't even recall what time it was when I fell asleep. But when I came out into when I got up to go pee at 1:30 in the morning, I was like, okay, I'm not waking up at 7. So I changed my wake up time to I changed the alarm to 8:15, whatever. And I've just been, I don't know, recently I just have this feeling like I'm racing against the clock. This feeling is something that's grown since I turned 25. When I turned 25, something happened where I was like, okay, I've been alive a quarter of a century. Realistically, I'll be lucky to live 2 more times this amount. I'm 25, 50, 75, that would be 3x, the amount of time that I've lived already. So I'm 1/3 of the way through my life, basically. Mouse randomly disconnecting for no reason. I'm 1/3 of the way through my life already, basically. And when I turned 25, I was like, you know what, bro? I need to start doing the things that I would envision a 25-year-old man does in his mind. My dad was like 25 when he had his first kid, and he was 27 when he had me. I just turned 27. And again, this feeling has continued to grow in me. But when I was 25, I'm like, hey, bro, I'm going to start doing the shit I said I was going to do a long time ago. I started listening to, I downloaded Audible. I started listening to audiobooks. I was like, hey, I have a bunch of books that I've procrastinated on. I'm not going to end up fucking reading the physical book. I'll do the audiobook. I need to start taking my fitness seriously. Like, I need to start doing all these things. I need to start taking money seriously, et cetera, et cetera. So that feeling has been growing, and especially like in the past 3 months since I've started doing this anti-MLM content again, it's been like every day I feel like I have to accomplish so much. Recently, I have this book, right? Productivity Planner, it's called. The brand, the company that makes it is Intelligent Change. They're not paying me. They should be fucking. But in it, you can list, your most important, your 5 tasks you want to accomplish that day. So recently, I've been not only accomplishing the 5 that I have listed for each day, I've been doing more, even more than what was on there. Like, I've just been finding shit to do. And last night I had an idea for something I wanted to talk about on this stream. And I ended up, I woke up today, I went to the gym, I came back home for like an hour, did laundry, did some work, went to my physio appointment. And before I went to my physio appointment, I sent a video to Robert Fitzpatrick. It was like 4 minutes of me just rambling. And I was talking to him about this concept and that I wanted to talk to you guys about in a video and on stream. I think I'm going to actually make like a video about this. And I just wanted to run it by him to see what he thought, see if I had all the information correct. And so I did my physio. Like clockwork, as soon as my physio ends, Robert calls me. We spend an hour talking on the phone. If you saw that on my Instagram story. And I came home and just went to work again. And let me decide, do I want to talk about that right now? Or do I want to talk about something else? Okay, so let me talk about this. Let me talk about thumbs up the stream.
Thumbs up the team.
Let me talk about this, okay? Yeah, this is a good segue. So near the end of my phone call with Robert, we talked about a lot of things, multi-level marketing. Every time we end up talking, we think it's going to be 5 minutes. We end up talking for an hour because you really could go on forever talking about the nonsense of multi-level marketing. Robert said something to me which I have sort of like jokingly acknowledged, but not really acknowledged. And Robert put it in my head today. And near the end of our call, I was telling him, well, Robert, I'm doing this. I really think this is going to be a good approach. If I get sued again, I'm going to do this. And we're just talking war strategy, basically, right? Like this is war, in my opinion. I am waging a war on a industry that is bigger financially than the movie industry every year. Okay? And it's like literal vigilantism. And when I was at this WFG hockey game the other day, I saw people who I have seen screenshots of them talking the most shit about me. And when I pulled up in person and pressed the smoke in person, they went like this and turned their head and ignored me. And I saw them with my own eyes look at each other and go, is that Marco? And then look at me and give me a weird look and then look away. That's where it's at currently. Oh yeah, Marco, he's just a nuisance. He's crazy. He's just a hater. He has nothing better to do with his time. That's where it's at right now. But Robert really put it into my head today. He said, now you just have to worry about not getting shot. And we were, I sort of laughed at that, and I was like, yeah, but he was like, no, like, I have seen this drive people crazy, whether they were in an MLM and they were so brainwashed that they became like manic and crazy. And I have seen people so burned by it and such a holy war to fight against it that they have, thrown themselves into poverty because of lawsuits they brought upon themselves and pushed people away because they're like obsessed with this. And they really do seem like crackpot, like tinfoil hat wearing people. And Robert said to me, he's like, I know people who had started to carry guns, people who started to carry guns because they were, fearful of their life. And it is like, I said to him, well, I don't think that the industry themselves, like the Direct Selling Association, would hire a hitman. I think if anybody tried to do something to me, it would be like some radicalized member of one of these MLM cults. And he said, yeah, absolutely. And he said, I know people, I won't say names, but he said, I know people who, these MLMs have hired private, like undercover police as security at their events. And this guy went to events and got beat up multiple times and got arrested. And like, really, they will resort to violence. And I was like, So aside from my friend James Jani, who has a one-off video about MLM cults, and aside from John Oliver, who has a one-off video about MLM cults. Hey, thank you, Specs, for joining the call. So here's the James Jani video here. Where is it? This one, the multi-level marketing cults. You guys have all seen this. 2.8 million views. The John Oliver MLM. The John Oliver MLM video from 6 years ago, 34 million views. But when it comes to actually being the man idolizes 50 Cent but won't take a bullet. Exactly. When it comes to people who actually bill themselves as anti-MLM, I'm the anti-MLM guy. And I think my videos about MLM, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong, but my most viewed videos, I do believe, are the most viewed videos about anti-MLM, aside from those two that I mentioned. I don't know if maybe, what's her name? Not the Good Girl. She has a YouTube channel. Let me look. I think she does anti-MLM, right? Are these... Okay, so this MLM, this is her personal story about MLM, 1 million views. Okay. And then below that, it's me. Aside from, and that's a one-off too. It's me. And I was talking to Robert and I said, Robert, I think something you didn't have that I have is like, you've known the answers for a long time, but you didn't have YouTube. You weren't able to be one guy making a YouTube video in his apartment that got so many views that it was the #1 search result when people looked up this company. And there was nothing that company with all of their millions of dollars could do to bury it or to change that. And that level of being able to control the narrative is, I believe, the silver bullet that is going to bring victory to the heroes, the anti-MLM people, and make it known to everyone that MLMs are scams, MLMs are cults. There is no such thing as a good MLM, okay? And when he said to me, you have to be careful to not get shot, I realized, I said to him, I realize now that the pendulum of influence swings both ways. Fame, whatever you want to call it. Because the more notorious or known that I become with my videos, on one hand, the more people I'm going to help, the more money I'm going to make. Those resources can be funneled back into making more content to help more people. But also, in direct correlation with that, so too grows the target on my back for these people. And like I said, at the hockey game, their reaction was, oh, rolled their eyes at Marco. But I see that one dude staring at me in the gym. I seen the other guy in the gym. He's giving me like darting looks every few seconds, whatever. And I do believe it's only like a matter of time and a matter of the number rising higher and higher before these people actually do something. Like, I actually think that, I saw a comment NPAS said, I'm protected by, the publicity of it. I'm trying to see if I can find that exact comment. But I also think that that's a yes and no. Like, yes, that's true, but also that's not true. Because, like I said, there's already one guy for sure who I know who's in WFG that goes to my gym, right? And I don't want to become a paranoid person because, again, I do have a belief that, at least as it currently stands, people who are scammers are scamming because they would rather deceive people than work hard. Physical, in-person confrontation, fighting is working hard. It's hard work. So I think it's incongruous with the way they live their lives generally. I don't think they're really about that smoke. How many times do I have to go into an event where it's 100 versus 1 and see them do nothing before I come to the conclusion that they're just pussy? It's happened a few times now just with World Financial Group, and nothing has happened to me. No one's laid a finger on me. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself or be like too overly confident, because I think, like I said, with time, that will change. And this is what I was thinking today and last night. Watch out for Dr. Patchup. If one person's going to shoot you, it's that bear. Yeah, no doubt.
Thumbs up the king.
What I was thinking was, this anti-MLM thing, like, I really do feel a responsibility to be the guy, okay? Every person who makes anti-MLM content on social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, they're doing such invaluable, important work. And at the same time, I look at my place in that and I think, like, I'm 27, I'm not married, I don't have children. It's quite literally all I do is this, okay? And that, I don't know any other anti-MLM creators who are in, like, I don't have a regular job, I'm not married, I don't have children, I don't have a girlfriend. Like, I have virtually nothing stopping me from focusing every waking moment of my life on this. And for the most part, I do. And I think that is a huge advantage and comes with a big responsibility as well. Where's the button?
I take responsibility.
There you go. By the way, that audio of I Take Responsibility is of Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. When, you remember back in 2020, those celebrities did that cringy ass shit where they did like the black and white video of them saying, I take responsibility, because it was like the Black Lives Matter stuff was going on at the time, and they put out this video being like, I take responsibility for all the racism, and it's like, bro, oh my God. Like when COVID happened and they were all like, they're all in their pool drinking a martini, and they're like, yo, we're all in this together, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to turn my fan on right quick. So, what up, y'all? So, and thumbs up the stream too. Almost 100 of y'all have not. So, I was thinking, like, you know what? this is an industry that makes more money than the movie industry every year. Remember when Avengers Endgame came out, made $2 billion? Everybody saw Avengers Endgame, right? I saw it, I think, twice in the theater. Everybody saw Avengers Endgame. Now think Avengers Endgame plus every other movie that year was dwarfed by the multi-level marketing industry's money. Captain Marvel came out like 2 months before that, made $1 billion, like insane shit, insane money. And I was thinking, I need to make as much money as possible. I know people, shout out to Julie Anderson. She's been on my Multi-Level Misery. I've been on her stream. She has her own rule where she doesn't she doesn't monetize her content. She doesn't like accept donations. I am of the opposite approach. I respect her approach. My approach is that I need to make as much money as humanly possible, and even as inhumanly possible. Because Robert was telling me today on the phone, he said, when I got sued by the MLM company MetaFast, the legal fees, which thankfully he didn't end up having to be responsible for, were $500,000, in excess of that, $500,000 from one lawsuit. Think of all the lawsuits that I am inviting by continuing down this road of going company by company, doing a big investigation, putting out a big video, asking people to report to the FTC. Even if I made $1 million a year, it would be insignificant. I can't talk about it in detail, but I had my one experience with legal shit, and you would be amazed how insignificant $10,000 is in that world. $10,000 gets your foot in the door for the lawyers to pick up the phone, and sometimes not even that. It is absolutely not a far-fetched idea to think that legal fees against an MLM would reach in excess of $100 or $200 or $300 or $500,000. So even if I made $1 million a year after expenses, taxes, and let's say I had a $500,000 lawsuit, it's like, nah, bro. It's not, I was like, I need to be as proactive as possible at this. And I'm not talking about my personal enrichment. I'm talking about like the institution of Always Marco and all the things that I'm trying to do, whether it's the YouTube videos, the infiltrations, public speaking, traveling around, going to schools. I was really thinking last night, I was like, I need to be consistent in uploading the multi-level misery videos. I need to be consistent in uploading infiltrating a pyramid scheme videos. I need to be getting the money from you guys on my live stream and, engaging as directly as I can with y'all who support me, which is so amazing, and I appreciate that. On the live streams, I need to be, pushing the Patreon. I need to be inviting people to do YouTube memberships. I was even thinking like, how come
Congrats on almost 60K. You've got that many people supporting the war you're waging. Drop the damn bags, chat.
Thank you.
It's always bull wrangling time.
Thank you.
Yeehaw,
Thank you.
it's bull wrangling time.
That.
Let's go.
And I do like you. Yes, Peter Mingles.
Do you like me?
And I need to be hitting up all of the retirement homes, retirement communities, boys and girls clubs, business universities, high schools in my city, and trying to get paid to do public speaking and rake that money up and do all this, because what Robert said is true. I need to be able to, imagine I go to do a TED Talk in a major city. I think this is a realistic possibility within the next 1 or 2 years, me doing a TED Talk, okay, about MLM. You think I'm going to go to a TED Talk and talk about MLM without having security there? Like, if it's at the point where I'm doing a TED Talk condemning the entire MLM industry, and I'm at the point where I'm a known enough person to even do that, you think I'm going to go there without security? Robert was even saying, like, yeah, I know people who have got guns. I was like, you know what? I need guns. I need guns. I need to have a safe, place to do my work. I need to have cameras. I need to have security. I need to have guns. You know what I mean? I was thinking like last night, I was like, why am I not set up for Amazon affiliate links? Every time I talk to people about what book they should read, I tell them, Ponzi-nomics by Robert Fitzpatrick. I tell them Combating Cult Mind Control by Steve Hassan. It's a $15 book. Maybe I earn 10%. It's $1.50. But why don't I have it as an option even? You know what I mean? And because this shit is a need. This content, it is content and it is fun, and I do try to make it funny and entertaining and whatever, but there's a need for this. You need to protect your relatives and your grandparents and brothers and sisters and brother-in-laws and spouses from being duped into this shit. We all need that. That's a universal human need, protecting the people that we care about, right? How do we meet that need? How do I help people meet that need? Well, I make content. I talk about multi-level marketing and whatever. That's the primary way. Eventually doing speaking engagements, TED Talk, traveling, blah, 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 blah. I did the conference in last month in March. And I'm like, okay, so I've identified the need that every person has. And MLM affects nearly every person. It has touched every person's life in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Need has been established. The way to make money, to monetize that need has been established. If I'm providing a valuable thing to people, people have proven that they're supporting it, When I look back at my YouTube analytics from October, I made $300 in YouTube revenue. That's YouTube revenue. I didn't have memberships enabled at that time. That's YouTube revenue and super chats combined. Okay? It was the lowest it had ever been in October. January, I came back to doing MLM content. So October, November, December, January, February, March. My YouTube revenue for March was more than 10x what it was in October, where I made $300. And that's YouTube. It doesn't factor in Patreon. It doesn't factor in live streaming donations on Streamlabs. It doesn't factor in merch sales. I didn't even think to do the Amazon affiliate shit at that point. It doesn't factor in the public speaking engagements that I would like to be able to start doing. I also haven't even really solidified my return with infiltrating a pyramid scheme video or the Primerica video yet. And I realized, I was like, the bigger this gets, I need to be very, very conscious of making money from this. I'm not even necessarily talking about making it a business. I'm talking about some people have like the basement where it's like a survival shit where they have like food and like toothpaste and all, just in case the rapture comes, in case the end of the world comes. Do you know what I mean? Look, we're either in a recession or we're going into a recession, which means more people are going to become vulnerable. More people are going to be suckered into MLM scams. It's a fact. They had a huge spike during COVID when everyone was locked up and lost their job. Okay? I'm not even talking about making money, or I'm not even talking about this like in terms of a business. What I'm saying is in order to be the most effective, I need to have the resources to be able to defend myself. Not necessarily in a lawsuit, but I need to be like safe. I need to be very conscious going forward of like moving in a way that is considerate of my personal safety. Because like I said, at this current moment, it's not that deep. But you would be amazed at how much can change in a year. Like I said, 5 months ago, YouTube revenue, $300. Fast forward, last month, it was more than 10x that, not including all the other revenue streams. In 1 year, if I'm consistent at this, it could very realistically be at a point where some company, some MLM company, or just the industry at large goes, you know what? This guy is at the point where he's a thorn in our side, and it's actually like translating to a sizable enough amount of lost money for us that we should probably do something about it. I feel like a huge sense of urgency around this idea, because if shit keeps growing, even at the pace that it has been growing the past 3 months since I came back, not even any more, which I know it will, but even if it just stayed the exact same, 1 year from now, we're going to be approaching 100,000 subscribers. If the rate of growth stays the exact same, 100,000, okay, subscribers. I don't know how many views that would end up being. It's impossible to tell. But I want to keep doing this. I want to make sure I'm safe. And, I know I do crazy shit. Like I go out to their events in person and whatever. That's going to eventually not be feasible for me to do. I really believe that. And talking to Robert today provided me like a lot of clarity and like a real reality check about the whole, like what I'm doing with my life basically. But like I said, I feel a responsibility. I feel like I'm good at this. There's an alternate dimension version of me. I've talked about this before. I would be the best MLM, like scammer, guru, whatever, with my abilities, with my charisma and my speaking abilities. There's an alternate dimension where I have become so successful at scamming that I'm like the emperor of the universe. I really believe that. In this timeline, I have this pesky thing called a conscience, which doesn't allow me to do that, unfortunately, even though I would like to. I know, boring. And yeah, I need to be able to, I need to be doing, thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. I really need to be making sure that I am straight, So that being said, when you guys do stuff like supporting the Patreon, by the way, the new Multi-Level Misery episode is out now on Patreon if you want to see it. When you guys join the YouTube memberships, or you donate on the Streamlabs link, or you watch the videos, you watch every video, you watch every stream, the replay, whatever. When you join the Patreon, when you buy merch, like I'm trying to find as many different ways to incentivize and provide value and meet the needs that we all have when it comes to this. Whether it's, like I said, Amazon affiliate links, merchandise so you can rep the shit. Because there is a ceiling, I feel like, to just people giving with nothing, getting nothing back because they just want to support, which is amazing. But I want to find as many different ways to, like, give you something back aside from what I would just already be doing, which is the videos and whatever. So just know that this is, in my opinion, when you guys support me, it is so much deeper than just like giving money to a YouTuber. This is my opinion, because what I am doing is ultimately addressing a need that everybody has, which is to make sure their friends and family are safe from being scammed. Okay? And a lot of the stuff, it doesn't cost me money to make the content and do the research and find videos and stuff. It doesn't cost me anything. But you guys supporting me directly allows me to, keep the lights on, pay my rent, keep gas in my car, pay for my gym membership, and do the things that I need to do as like a human being in order to function and stay focused on this. But I just want you to know that like it is so much deeper. If you see me rolling with security in a year, going into like a public speaking event or going somewhere where it's like the block is hot, know that the Patreon, if you see me rolling around with guns, if you see me rolling around like James Bond with guns, just know it came from Patreon. Amazing. So thank you also to Misha for dropping that bag on Super Chat. He said, at first I thought you were having a moment. Then I realized Marco about to go full beast mode. Thank you, bro. Get this man a gun. Yeah. Yeah. It Must Be Me says, I wonder if you could pick up cash doing sound engineering or editing. It must be me. You must be goddamn crazy if you think there's time for that at this point. You think I have time for that? Dude, there's no way. I'm okay. I'm okay. If you outbench his PR, he will quit. LV says, talking about the WFG guy who goes to my gym. Yeah. I also hope it can get to a point where it's like there's political buying power when it comes to putting rules and laws in place about MLM. So yeah, if you see me rolling with guns in a year, just know. Just know. And I just want to, I'm scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did. Oh, Eliza, thank you. By the way, I'm burning the candle that you gifted me right now, which I really appreciate that. So thank you again. Robert heard that you screwed with Dr. Patchup and had to give you a call. So true, frankly. Thank you, Justin Scoot. Simply Safe partnership coming soon, for real. Let's see. Guns, hats, Trump. Marco Republican confirmed. Hilarious. I don't understand you, but please don't stop people. I don't. Oh, you do I do understand you. Okay. Please get a musket. I like to envision you packing in gunpowder and musket balls in your compound. Wow. I like to imagine everybody that's watching this dragging their mouse or bringing their finger onto their phone to click thumbs up.
Thumbs up the team.
That's what I like to imagine. But I appreciate y'all being here. Motherfuckers have been demonetizing my streams. The last stream about the WFG event was demonetized because for 53 seconds, there was some audio that I played as part of like a bit when we were listening to that last episode of Building Fortunes Radio for less than a minute. And there was other audio going at the same time. And I got demonetized for it. So I submitted like an appeal because I was like, you know, I could mute the audio, but when you mute the audio on a stream, when you use YouTube's tools to like trim it or mute a section, it disables the live chat. I don't know why. I don't know why they can't just have it be like, if I trim off the first 10 minutes of a video, for example, why can't the live chat from that point forward still be there? Doesn't make sense to me. But when you make any sort of edit currently, you lose the live chat replay. So they emailed me, hey, yeah, we copyright struck your shit, if you don't withdraw your appeal, we're going to strike your channel and get the video taken down. And if I get a strike, I can't upload for a week. So I was like, okay, I emailed them back. I was like, okay, well, look, the shit played for 53 seconds during a 3-hour live stream, and there was other audio playing over it. Like, I'm pretty sure this is fair use, but YouTube has left it in our hands to settle amongst ourselves. Yeah, you know, the guy writes back, yeah, you know, my client, bullshit. My client is very strict about people using their music, so if you could withdraw the request, otherwise we're going to have to strike it. I'm like, all right. So now I got to choose. Do I want the money, which probably wouldn't be a lot, but still, like I said, everything counts. Everything matters. Do I want the money, or do I want people to be able to read the live chat when they go rewatch it? I went and I was like, okay, well, what if I just, instead of trimming it, what if I just mute the song during that part? Surely the live chat will still be there, right? No. I tested it, and now if you go back to that stream, there is no live chat replay, unfortunately. So I was like, okay, well, I went to the analytics, and mind you, I did this so that I could get the money for the views. And it turns out I don't get the money from the time that the copyright claim was put on it. So the revenue chart looks like this, and then it's completely flat. So they didn't like proactively pay me for the revenue I lost during the 2 days or whatever that I was trying to rectify the copyright dispute. So I'm guessing those motherfuckers, whoever the company was that had the song in it, got the money. So now I'm like, okay, so now not only did I not get the money, but I've muted that section of the stream and lost the live chat replay. In the grand scheme, it's like, whatever. Am I really going to take it to the ends of the earth and get a copyright strike over a fucking live stream? No. But at the same time, it's just annoying, and people be trying to play you and step on the little guy for no fucking reason. It's like, dude, you know, for what reason? So now I'm like, okay, it's got probably most of the views it's going to get. I'll probably just revert it back to its original form, lose the money, let them take every penny that it earns, if it does, and then at least still have the live chat replay so it's enjoyable to rewatch. But like I said, that's why it's important, the Patreon and the whoop-de-whoop, because even YouTube, man, she's a fickle mistress, as they say. So I did actually win the appeal, Jennifer, for the Ray Higdon stream that got claimed, actually. So that's good. Dr. Patchup demonetized the stream. So true. So true. Next announcement will be Marco is moving to Rumble. No, not quite. We're not quite there yet. I've considered it. I actually am getting emails. Marco moving to Truth Social. I have actually been getting emails from some Rumble lady who's like, consider putting your content on Rumble. We'll give you this much. I'm like, nah, you know. And also, one last thing about the money aspect. Dude, I've been denying, and I plan to continue to deny every opportunity for sponsorships in favor of you guys funding this, so it's purely like a grassroots, you know, the people, shout out to Coffeezilla, the people versus scammers. By the way, speaking of Trump, bro, what part of chill on my boy do you not understand?
Billions and billions.
Like, Obama, y'all really had the mans locked up. Listen, I'm not political. Okay? I'm neither red nor blue. I just, on some shit, I'm a liberal. On some shit, I'm a conservative. Or I guess you could say my views. To me, I'm not political. I'm just, in my opinion, common sense. If it makes sense to me, that's what I agree with. I don't side with any one thing. But when it comes to my boy Donnie Tizzle, y'all are charging him for what, if I understand correctly? He used campaign funds to pay off a gal who it was hush money. Bro, in my opinion, he should be allowed to use campaign funds for that, because the whole point of giving her the hush money was so that it didn't hurt his campaign. So isn't that a campaign expense? And also, let her get her bag, right? Empower her and whatever. Let her get her money. Do. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do know that Sheila and Nick have joined the Patreon. So, thank you, Sheila and Nick. I appreciate that. And regardless of what your views on Trump are, chill on my boy. Obama. Does Obama mean nothing to y'all? Does Obama mean nothing? So, chill on my boy. Okay. Before we get to the TikTok reactions, here's the one thing I wanted to explain to y'all. This is something that builds upon my video called Why Making Money in an MLM is Impossible. This is a video on my channel. How many views does it have? I don't know. Let's see. Where is it? Here, 37K views. Not too shabby. So this video is where I use math to explain why it is impossible. I mean, look at the old MLM shirt design and look how skinny I was. Bro, not only am I beefed up, but the new MLM shirt design, alwaysmarcomerch.com, is so much better. So there's me explaining with math why the majority of people in an MLM company have to lose money in order for anyone to make money. I have also talked in my videos about how the idea of there being genuine customers in an MLM is a complete falsehood, because people join MLMs to become a distributor because of the promise of financial freedom that was given to them and blah, blah, blah. So if the people who are buying, who aren't distributors, are just the friends or family of the person who joined, trying to support them, in my opinion, that doesn't really count as an outside market of people. So for example, if I join Herbalife and then I convince my grandma to buy some product, she doesn't want to become a distributor and whatever, but she wants to support her grandson's business. So she buys some Herbalife product from me. Is she really a genuine customer? My opinion is no, because she was not out here in the world thinking, oh, I need some, meal replacement powder to blend up with water and, drink a protein shake. Old ladies don't need fucking protein shakes, okay? They don't drink that. So that's my stance on it. What I talked to Robert about today, what the video that I sent him was about something related to that, but a bit different. And I'm going to try to explain this. If it ends up becoming not understandable, I'll use the whiteboard, okay? Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Obama is my life. Obama means family. So true.
Obama.
So true. Obama, yep. Obama means no one is left behind. Oh, like Ohana? Ohana means family. Obama means family. Wow, that's so funny. Nice, nerds laugh. TikTok. Fake news. It's fake news, frankly. Okay. Okay, so check this out. Every single MLM reports that the vast majority of their revenue comes from customers and not distributors. We know that this can't be true because we know 99% of people who are in MLMs lose money, right? But they would point to those numbers and say, well, those are just the distributors. But it doesn't even matter because most of our money comes from customers. In my experience, every single element of multi-level marketing that you try to break down or analyze fairly is grossly misappropriated. There's such deception at every level, every turn. There's, the definitions of words are being changed or bastardized, and this is no different. So in an MLM, generally, in order to qualify for level 1 of the compensation plan, let's say level 1, your commission is $100, okay? Usually you need to get, the minimum I've seen is 3 people. Let's consider why. Why do I have to get 3 people before I earn anything? Let's say the buy-in is $50. So I've got 3 people to bring $50 to the table. Realistically, it's more than that. But on the back of my efforts, the company has brought in $150. And only until I brought in that $150 did they pay me $100. So, okay, why was I not able to get paid for making sales just off rip? And this is the idea that I have been trying to explore. This is what we talked about for a good amount, Robert and I, today. So, okay, here's what they do. MLM companies consider every person who does not yet meet the qualifications of the compensation plan as a customer. So if you have 2 people under you, you're just customer in their eyes, the way they report it. But this is nonsense because let's say I have 2 people in my downline right now. I need 3. Okay, so I have 2 people. I'm actively trying to rise up through the ranks, but I just don't have enough people under me yet. Let's say in month 2, I end up getting the 3 people. So now I've moved from customer to distributor. Well, what if one of those people leaves? Well, now in month 3, I've gone from being a distributor to a customer. This right here would raise eyebrows and beg the question of okay, so are you a customer or are you a distributor? Because I've moved from customer to distributor, now back to customer, right? Let's take an MLM that claims to have 5,000 distributors. It is not unreasonable to suggest that they'll report that they have 15,000 customers, 3-to-1 ratio, right? Because of the fact that you have to have 3 people under you before you even qualify for level 1, this almost guarantees that there will be about a 3-to-1 ratio of customers to distributors in perpetuity, right? Pretty close to that. And the number gets even bigger and looks even better when the minimum amount of people you need is 5. I remember Julie Joe telling me in our multi-level misery interview that I think in Arbonne, they have one of the most difficult qualifications because for the first level, I think you need 7 people, 6 or 7 people. So think about that. The MLM company will publish a report that says we had 5,000 distributors who all lost, 99% of them lost money in a calendar year, but we had 15,000 retail customers. Okay, but you can't tell me how many of those 15,000 people are actually just wannabe distributors who are trying, who maybe have only 2 people under them, but are actually actively trying to become part of it. In my opinion, if you were to change the math so that you qualified as a distributor when you only had 1 person under you, right? As soon as you have 1 person under you, boom, you're a distributor. Well, now you would see the amount of now you would see the amount of customers become virtually 0. Because it is the recruiting quota which basically inflates the number on your behalf. Add to this the fact that you will get some retail sales. For example, in a Herbalife. You will get some retail sales, but again, these are from grandma, mom, dad, somebody who bought a tub of protein powder who didn't really give a fuck. They wouldn't have really bought it unless their relative or friend was in it. They just bought it to be nice and to support, right? When you get rid of...
Don't forget to put money on my books when I go to prison.
Of course.
Obama.
Of course I will, Trumpy. Thank you, Trump. Appreciate you. If you remove the amount of people who actually are trying to become distributors, but they just don't have 3 people under them yet, and you remove grandma and grandpa and mom and dad and the people who just bought to support you, they bought a tub of protein powder or a bottle of goop or whatever, I believe you would see the number of genuine customers be virtually 0. And all that would be left is the internal loop, the closed loop of distributors who are buying month after month after month and trying to recruit people, which would make clear that it's a pyramid scheme. Every little thing is subterfuge. Everywhere you turn, there is a little lie or a big lie being told. For example, I'll give you a little spoiler for what you're going to see, for one of the things you're going to see in this WFG Part 4. While I'm watching the hockey game, I'm going around the rink. There's an upstairs level and a downstairs level. At one point, me and Jessie, the gentleman who came to film for me, we're upstairs. And I see a guy who has the big, can't miss it, just gaudy WFG ring on. The fake, emerald WFG ring. And he's got the suit on that, he's just clumsily dressed. He's got like a suit on, but he's not like, the colors conflict with each other and it doesn't fit right. And it's just a clear red flag. I talk about like, these are pretend businessmen, like Baby's First Business, Fisher Price. They're playing dress up. This guy, to me, I could spot him a mile away. He was a bit older though, maybe in his 50s. So I was counting on the fact that maybe he wouldn't recognize me from my WFG videos. So I went up to him. I had Jessie filming from, 50 feet away, and I had my lav mic on, so it was recording me. So I was like, I'll match the footage up later. So what happened was, I went up to him, and I just played stupid. Oh, what's this hockey game about? Oh, yo. He goes, oh, yeah, it's a charity game. I was like, oh, yeah, for the Stollery. Cool. I was like, is there any place I can donate? He's like, no, like we're doing the gala afterwards, which is a fundraiser. That's why they raised the money. This was a strategic question because it confirmed to me that the hockey game itself was not actually part of the money-raising event. It was just a public thing for them to have an excuse to play hockey and as a photo op, basically, right? We have the Dr. Patch-Up is here. We're taking pictures. We did this for charity. It's a bunch of white dudes that wanted to play fucking hockey, with the exception of Jarek, who is Asian. And the real money fundraising is happening afterwards at the gala, okay? The other thing I asked him was, oh, so who's putting this on? He says, our financial firm. I go, oh, cool. What's it called? Mind you, all of the players' jerseys in big letters say WFG, okay? Instead of answering me, and this is really telling. You're going to see this in the video. The gentleman pulls out a pen. I think I might have even showed this on the last stream. He pulls out a pen and he hands it to me. This is the pen. I don't know if it's in focus there. The pen says, let me see if I can zoom in on it. Okay. Success by Design, Inc. Oh, so the company is called Success by Design. But what happens when you go to the website? It is a generic site that talks about financial services in vague terms and has stock photos of people in business attire doing business. People shaking hands, people, adjusting a stack of papers, people talking in suits. That was the site. There was an agent login, which took you to an equally nondescript page with a bar that you could type in. But unless you knew what to type, my opinion, if I had the right credentials to type in, this would take me to a page that clearly displays the letters WFG and actually makes clear what it is. But anywhere else that you clicked on the site took you to a form where you would have to give them your information in order to get any of their information back. Why could the guy not just tell me World Financial Group? Well, the answer is simple. Because the real truth about what these companies are, what this company is out there on the internet. If you go on YouTube and you search World Financial Group, you know what comes up first, second, third, and fourth, most likely? At least first?
Marco!
Exactly, Peter. That's the first thing that comes up. They don't want that. Oh, the internet, don't read about. This is like an actual, well-documented cult tactic, information control. There's a great series on YouTube about Scientology, infiltrating Scientology or something it's called. And every step of the way, they say, don't read about us on YouTube. Don't go on Google. That's a bunch of nonsense. People are haters, blah, 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 blah. What kind of legitimate business has to do this? You would never go into an electronics store called Fruit Electronics only to find out later that you were in an Apple store. You would just be in an Apple store. I'm actually very curious to see if any of you guys can name me an industry or a business or a company that operates like this, where they lie to you about the most basic information, your name.
Pack watch.
Thank you, Diego. Appreciate that. Your name. If I said, hey, what do you do? And they kept it vague. Okay, cool. Maybe it's tough to explain. Financial services. Okay, cool. Got it. He's a financial guy, advisor. He stocks. Okay, whatever. But the name? You can't even tell me the name. You have to give me this lie pen. Success by design. Okay, what's success by design? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a funnel. It's a funnel for WFG. Amway has similar shit. Worldwide Dream Builders. What's Worldwide Dream Builders? It's just Amway. Scientology does this too. You might see there's different cults. Like, there's actually, it's funny. This building is right by the Primerica office that I infiltrated back in January. It's called like the Modern Day Church of Christ and the Mother. It's like some long name. I was like, okay, is this a church or what is it? And you go online, you Google it. It's like a cult office. We have a Scientology office here in Edmonton, right? Downtown. Big sign that says Scientology. All the windows are all like covered up, so you can't see inside. It's really crazy. I can't actually believe it. Every time I drive by it, I'm like, wow. And it's in an expensive area, like in town too. Like the rent has got to be expensive there. So I wonder if they're actually making bread. But yeah. The mafia, okay. Politics, multi-level marketing, so true. I found some stud online saying Temu is a pyramid scheme, and I guess ghost kitchens. Just tell me what fucking restaurant you are. Hilarious. What up, DC? There's a secret restaurant with a password to get in Wisconsin that doesn't advertise and doesn't have any markings on the street to find it. But that's more of an exception to the rule. Yeah, see, in my opinion, that's not deception. That is like for them, that's like a, marketing. That's their whole gimmick, like, ooh, it's a secret. There's some restaurants where it's like you're in the dark, or it's like a glow-in-the-dark restaurant, where they have restaurants where people are rude to you. To me, that's not them actually being deceptive because, that's part of the expectation of that restaurant. There's a password. It's this whole experience. Like, that's part of, even what you just described to me there. WFG should be, in theory, a pretty bland, boring thing to explain. Oh, yeah, I sell insurance. What kind of legitimate fucking insurance salesperson is trying to, hide like this? Gary Kornegay, the Primerica, 30-plus year-long Primerica guy who I debated on this channel. You can go watch the videos at 80K views, 70K views. I feature him pretty prominently in my new Primerica video. And his whole thing is the Kornegay Empire or the Kornegay Dynasty, some shit like that. You know what it is, though? Hey, yeah, my business, join Kornegay Empire, whatever. It's just Primerica. And if you go watch the debate, matter of fact, this is so fucking telling. A guy, I think this is actually the top comment on the video, or it might be. Check this out. Okay? Check this out. Look how young I was. So, top comment. The fact that he skirts around the name of the company that he's been with for 33 years should tell you everything. I literally, while we were sitting there on the call, and he's like, fumbling and mumbling and bumbling about the name of his company. Oh, well, I don't know if the compliance department would want me to... Shut the fuck. The compliance department? Aren't you a CEO, entrepreneur, fire your boss, self-employed millionaire? And you need to ask for permission to say the name of your company? I had to fucking Google him while we were sitting there on the Zoom call. You can see me in the video Googling him. Okay, Gary, I found it in 2 seconds. It says you're with Primerica. Yeah, well, okay, so yeah, I'm with Primerica. Why the fuck can you just tell me? You're so proud of Primerica and how it's changed your life and it's this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and da-da-da-da. And yet you won't even say the name? Always remember, if it is legitimate, it will stand up to criticism. And also remember this. There's a quote. I forget who it's by. It says something to the effect of, when you cut out a man's tongue, you are not proving him wrong. You're just proving, you get me. I didn't mean to get anything close. When you cut out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar. You're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. George R. Martin apparently said this. So, wrong button. That was my George Bush moment where I was like, fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, you can't get fooled again. So, yeah. Jimmy says, when I almost joined a pyramid scheme, the girl giving the presentation said we all had to recruit 5 people first. Yeah, it makes no sense, right? There's a bull wrangling Scientologist. Yeah, I know Scientology does this as well. I mean, I bet you, even if I just Google Scientology funnel names, you know, okay, there's a list of trademarks owned by the Church of Scientology. Okay, let's check it. Religious Technology Center, Advanced Applied Philosophy. Oh my God, bro, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. The Religious Technology Center. What the fuck does it mean? E-meter. I know about e-meters. Hubbard Life Orientation, Incom, Key to Life, KSW News, L10. I mean, bro. Method 1. OCA, St. Hill Manor. I mean, bro, it just keeps going. Crazy. You know? Battlefield Earth, you know? Ghost kitchens are small because they don't want a ton of traffic. And in the U.S., I don't think it's technically legal to run a restaurant out of your home. Success by design. It's designed to fuck your life up, guaranteed. Yeah, designed to get somebody else success. Strawbaby says, when I search WFG on YouTube, I see your infiltration video and the multi-level misery video second. Yeah, I think there's like my infiltrating a pyramid scheme videos about WFG, some multi-level misery, maybe some streams about it, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. There's a lot. They're all bad, man. It's a race to see who's the worst, honestly. Milk a man, he will be drained for a day. Teach a man to milk himself, he'll be drained for a lifetime. So true. So true. Literally made it up. Okay, let's watch the videos of people debunking me on TikTok. Follow me
when
on
I was
TikTok.
19.
Let's see. This is either the one where the guy is telling his own story. By the way, that's very beautiful. People, almost 1,000 comments on the TikTok of people talking about how MLMs have destroyed their lives too. Really crazy. All right, let's check it out. This might be the guy debunking me or the guy rocking with me. Let's see.
My best
I haven't watched either of them.
friend who I met in high school invited me to an event for his new business.
I have a couple of stories sort of like this. The first,
I think this guy, the guy who's fucking with me,
really aligns very closely with this one. A former colleague phoned me up one day and said, I'm starting a new business and we need people in your area. Now, he was a former colleague. We were in similar fields. I thought, oh, okay, I'll take the call because, you know what, we are colleagues. We did the same kind of thing.
take a shot every time he says colleague.
I'm assuming that his business was related, right? So he phones me and he brings on some other guy. And the other guy starts talking. And he starts just selling something. It's a lifestyle. He's talking about his fun lesbian friends who went on cruises all the time, which does sound fun, but I was starting to get immediately suspicious because, like, if this is a job, what am I doing, right? And he keeps talking, and he keeps talking, and he doesn't actually say what the job is or what this business is. He just is saying that, you know, you can quit your job and go on cruises and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, I want to know what my job is if I'm going to be doing it, right? And at the end of the call, he says, oh, come to our conference. It's this weekend. Now, there was a blizzard that weekend, and it was in another city. Why would you even suggest that? And so, no, I didn't go to the conference, or I kind of didn't talk to that guy again. The other one was another one that presented itself as an actual job instead of what it is, and they had a job application. And so, like any job application, you fill it out and you get an interview. A friend of mine got an interview with this place, and I said, you know what, that's a total scam, don't go. So I filled out the application. I filled out the relevant contact field so they could get a hold of me. But in the, qualifications, previous work experience, that kind of stuff, I just put in the word bananas. So as far as I knew, I just really loved bananas, and that's the only thing that they could go on. And they phoned me for an interview. If you just put bananas in all the fields and you get phoned for an interview, that's a red flag covered in bananas.
When I was 19,
Awesome. I mean, the sad shit is, who doesn't have a fucking story like that first one he told, Yeah, come check this out. I mean, and then some other person's there, and it's just fucking horseshit.
I was 19.
Okay, let's watch the other one. This dude is going to explain why I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure. So let's check it on 1.25 speed.
My best friend, who I met in high school, invited me to an event for his new business.
So, Marco, I understand you make a lot of content as far as
Shut up.
MLM. Completely understand. Now, I've been a person that's been in multi-level marketing companies. I want to tell you something because you've seen it on the outside looking in and actually haven't been in the company.
Here comes the first fallacy. The Dominic Izzo, you were never in it, so you are not qualified to talk about it, and your opinion is colored with bias because you're an outsider looking in. Once again, there's so many examples and analogies you could give to explain why this is stupid. Does a doctor who treats people with cancer have to have cancer? Do you have to break your leg to know how to treat a broken leg? And on and on and on.
Okay? Now, what I will agree is they do take the desperate and the people that don't have a lot of money, and they do sell them a dream. That's about the only thing I'm going to agree with you on. Okay? What a lot of people don't understand about multi-level marketing, right? The only time that a multi-level marketing company is a scam is if it does not provide the product and service that it promises.
Okay. Once again, thank you, Nick Lombardi. This is the next fallacy, which is this is actually not attributed to any sort of misunderstanding. Me and Robert talked about this today, actually. People have just heard this so much. Even Nathan says that in my ACN video in his presentation. People have just heard this said so much by charismatic, confident scammers with such conviction that they, regular people now believe that this is just the truth. Oh, it's not a pyramid scheme unless it has a product. There is such a litany of things I could point to explain why that is nonsense, but I think probably the most telling is that every single company that has been shut down for being a pyramid scheme had products. Vima had products, and Vima was shut down for being a pyramid scheme. Okay? This is not true. The product does not matter. Okay? So he's wrong about that, and, I feel bad for this guy. Daily disclaimer, Marco was never in an MLM, so true. You never gave birth, so how are you even born, bro? Yeah, exactly. Multi-level. Yes, we're predators. Moving past that. So funny. Multi-level market. Yeah. All right, let's thumbs up the stream and let's see what else he's got to say. I feel bad for this guy.
So when I say I've been in multiple MLMs, I was in Vector Marketing / Cutco, knives. Knives last forever. I was in a windshield repair company.
No.
We worked with different property casualty companies to provide no-cost windshield repair with your insurance. I was in Primerica. I was in PHP agency.
Oh my God, bro. And he didn't learn. He's been chewed up and spit out by so many.
Currently in FFL, Family First Life.
Oh, he's in Family First Life right now. He still doesn't get it. Poor guy. He's been in so many MLMs, he doesn't get it.
Those last three companies I mentioned, you have to have a license. Well, a lot of...
Oh! One of my favorite things about being a human is when you know you're right about something, but the other person is so confident, and you just have to be like, you just have to wait and then be like, are you done? and then you just know it's a body bag. You know, like it's the opposite feeling of when you raise your hand in class and you're like, ooh, I know, and then you end up being wrong. That's how that feels. This is like the opposite of that. Okay? This is the next fallacy. Primerica, World Financial Group, PHP, these companies that explain with, that deal with insurance, they can't possibly be scams because you need a license to sell insurance. Okay, sure, yeah, you do need a license to sell insurance, but you're not selling insurance. You're recruiting people who recruit people who recruit people. The fact that you had to get a license is merely a tool that makes you look more legitimate. For example, any business owner has to have a business license, right? The dry cleaners have to have a business license. I've used this analogy before. If the dry cleaner across the way or wherever in your neighborhood, if you go to the dry cleaners and they're operating a legitimate dry cleaners upstairs and they have a license, but in the basement, they're actually running like a drug operation. Imagine saying, oh, well, no, they're a licensed business, they're a dry cleaners. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, they're making a couple grand a week off being a dry cleaners, but the real money is coming from the drug lab that's in the basement. So the idea that you need a license is complete nonsense. There are a litany of, fraud, crime, etc. that's committed by people who are licensed. Bernie Madoff, great example. He ran one of the most known Ponzi schemes in human history, $64 billion. He was the most highly decorated, licensed, respected expert in the financial world. Former chairman of the NASDAQ. He was running a Ponzi scheme. He went to jail. His one son died. His other son killed himself. Having a license does not make you impervious to running a scam. I'm sorry. Listing off all of the STIs would be way more swag and cool. This is proof he's easily swayed. Yeah, I feel bad for this kid. Appreciate you being here, Kat the Barber. Hope you're enjoying Honduras. Okay, so let's see the next thing he says. Yeah, if Amway got so much bread, let me see a Super Bowl commercial. Bars. That's fucking hilarious. All right, let's see what else you got to say.
People don't understand is they don't want to recruit. They don't want to tell their friends and family about what they do. Most of their family and friends don't believe in them. But if any of the companies I mentioned was a real estate company, you got paid to bring on real estate agents that got their license. Any real estate person that you brought on, you trained and got licensed, end up doing a deal and you got a percentage off of. Would you call that a scam?
The next fallacy, which is the real estate comparison. This is the most commonly used in my experience, and it's also one of my favorite to debunk. The real estate argument is a pretty clever argument on their part because there are actually some similarities between the structure of real estate brokerages and MLMs, but there are key differences that make one a scam and one not a scam. What he's talking about is how in a real estate brokerage, you might bring on another realtor who you end up sharing a listing with, and then you get a percentage of their sale. First, this is not an endless chain of real estate recruits, realtors. You're not recruiting realtor after realtor after realtor. If you did, this would be counterintuitive to your business, because if you live in a neighborhood that has, 1,000 houses available for sale, but you've recruited 500 realtors, well, now the market, the potential sales for any of those realtors is 2 houses, and then they're done. So this is counter to what a realtor's actual prerogative would be, which would be to have more territory to themselves because there is a limited amount of houses available in a certain neighborhood, town, city, whatever. The next thing is that in real estate, the only way anyone makes money, whether you're sharing the listing or not, is if a house gets sold. If you really wanted this analogy to line up point for point, then in his real estate example, it would look like this. A realtor joins a real estate brokerage, or they get recruited to join a real estate brokerage, but they have to buy a house before they can become a member. They have to pay into it. This would be the equivalent of the starter kit in any other MLM company. And then not only that, every single month they would have to buy things related to that house to continue to, to maintain their rank, and all the nonsense fluff that, the back office, all the nonsense fluff that MLMs do. So let's see, have I missed anything? One, realtors don't recruit an endless chain of other realtors. Realtors actually have to sell houses, sell things in order to generate money. It's not just coming from them. Realtors don't have a purchasing quota. You do have to get licensed. There may be office fees associated, but these are things that actually help you with selling houses, which is the main interest. There's no substitute for it. Am I missing anything? I think I've got it. Explaining obvious things because MLMers are so misled. They need basic economics explained to them, part 10,000. Yeah. Am I missing anything, guys? Yeah, if you get a one-time cut, it's not an MLM. Exactly. If Marco would debate this guy, it'd be like sending Mewtwo out against Magikarp. Yeah, if you're a real estate agent, you don't want competition. It is counterintuitive for you to want more people in your region who are going to be selling the same thing as you to the same constituency as you. So, more realtors are bad for the market. This is, Econ 101, supply and demand. The more of something there are and the more widely available it is, the less valuable it is. Let's continue.
I think not. Most people, unfortunately, they're stupid. This is coming from a person where all those...
Most people are stupid. This is coming from a person who was duped by 4 different MLMs and is currently in one now.
Companies I mentioned, my family didn't help me with any of them. Most of my clients, most of the business or services I provided were the people I did not know from shit. Things like Herbalife, like other products that don't deliver on what they're promised, that are harmful to you, by all means, they're a scam. At the end of the day, most people don't want to recruit. That's why people call...
The next fallacy, Scamway. Amway is the company that is the great granddaddy of all MLMs. They are the ones who set the rules that we currently have. Amway controls the MLM game. And this gentleman has fallen for one of the most popular things for people in any MLM company to say, oh, we're not like those other companies that sell lotions and potions and shakes. And listen to me. Every single MLM I have ever studied, will find a way to not only discredit another MLM and their product, but also find a way to spin it into why theirs is much better. Think of a Forex MLM. Well, the real money is made in the markets, and, the currency is always changing, and financial literacy is so important, and there's always a need for what we do. I go over to a company like Herbalife. Well, people are in poverty in so many places in the world, and they need to be able to afford cheap, nutrient-rich food, and our supplements provide that, and you don't have to cook it, and it's, we're helping people lose weight, and that's a huge need, and, people in North America are obese, and so there's always a need for what we do. You go to a shampoo company. Well, your hair never stops growing, so there's always going to be a need for what we do. Your skin is the biggest organ in your body, so you got to take care of your skin. And your hair, it's an extension of you. People look at your hair. They make judgments about you. There's always going to be a need for what we do. And on and on and on. So that's the next fallacy that this poor gentleman has had the misfortune of being misled into, which is that all those other ones are scams, but what I do is not.
Fruit. That's why people call it a scam. But if it was real estate, a tangible fucking product that everybody fucking knows about, there would be no thing. Because real estate doesn't need multi-level marketing. The only thing that makes multi-level marketing what it is the systems. I hope this helps.
Got him. He got me, y'all. Where's the
that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Obama.
So, you know, I'm gonna probably put a chapter, like, timestamp on that section and then send it to that gentleman. And hey, man, if you're watching this, I didn't catch your name from that, but I genuinely hope that this is, you know, I hope you don't think I'm like a hater. I do this because I'm genuinely trying to help people, and I hope that my explanations made sense. I believe that the company you are currently in is also a pyramid scheme. If you have any questions, or if you have doubts, or if you want to explain to me your reasons why you believe this one is going to be different than all the other MLMs that you have had experience with, I'm happy to talk to you one-on-one. We can get on a call. It doesn't have to be like a recorded thing or anything. I'm not trying to play a gotcha. I do this because I know my shit. I know the numbers. I know the data. I know the mind games. I know the tricks. I know the false equivalences, and I want to help people. So if you're watching this, you have a direct invitation from me to have a conversation if you have questions or if you want to dispute something and hear what I have to say. If not, all good. I respect it. Wish you the best of luck. I hope this is the MLM that you actually have financial freedom with. And yeah, no harm, no foul. So appreciate you responding to the TikTok. And I hope that watching this has helped you. Let's see. Yeah, real estate would suffer if it was an MLM, as you said. Common sense is not that common. Yep. Someone send him the alwaysmarco.lol site. Send him alwaysmarco.gay or whatever that site is. marcomacabre.gay. Marco Mukaber. I hope this helps really did it to me. Honestly, can somebody, I don't know how to use TikTok that well. Can somebody tell me if there's a place I can go on TikTok that shows me, like, is there something I can click on this page that shows me all the people who have made a reaction video to this? Because if I go in my notifications, how do I do this? If I go in my notifications, there's like a bunch of, it shows me people who follow. Oh, mentions and tags. Is that it? Oh, shit. I didn't even know about this. I didn't know you could do this. Oh, there's more replies to my video. Oh, there's a lot more replies to my video. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, F Swiss Army Knife is the gentleman. Oh, bro, I didn't even know you could do this. Fuck, I'm an idiot. Let me see if we can watch more stitches. Oh, no. Is there more people debunking me? Oh, fuck.
If you haven't watched the video, basically the guy's just telling you that his best friend or his ex-best friend got...
Why is she doing a breakdown of my... It's a less than 1 minute long clip. Okay, let's see what she has to say.
Got caught up in an MLM, which is aka pyramid scheme, right? And so I'm going to tell you guys a little story about something similar that almost happened to me. So I have a cousin who we were kind of like in touch and go when it came to communication. We would catch up from time to time. Eventually she reached out one day. She's like, hey, I want to get in contact with you. I have this business proposal. And I was like, okay, seems interesting. Why not? So her and a friend come over to the house, and then they start talking to us about what this business proposal is, right? It turns out it's not a business proposal. It is an MLM, a pyramid scheme. It is for a company called Primerica. No! And during that time, the friend was telling us her story about how she came from rags to riches, right? And how she was set to make $500,000 or something like that. Next year, and that my cousin was also set to make $500,000 next year. Well, We eventually decided that this wasn't for us, and we said no thank you. They went on their merry way, but the girl continuously kept calling me. Her friend kept calling me multiple times after everything we had said no thank you. She kept on continuously calling me.
Sorry to interrupt here, but like, just think about that. If you're making $500,000, why the fuck do you need me? You're a 6-figure earner, right? That's what the ring says. Why do you need me? Primerica does the rings too, by the way. You're going to see that in my video. Why do you need me?
Every few months to check in to see if we out of nowhere needed a job, right? But the sad thing is that obviously, like these pyramid schemes go, my cousin did not make $500,000 that following year.
No.
And she is now in the same situation that she has been for years. Another quick little story. I had a friend, and this isn't even a story. I just had an ex-friend who, when tax season would come around, her and I would chat, right? And there was one year when I asked her about her Scentsy business, because that's also an MLM. I asked her about her Scentsy business, and she said, basically, when it comes to Scentsy and taxes, she basically always writes it off as a loss because she bought way too much inventory towards the end. Really, nobody cared to have Scentsy, and that is what came of that. So she technically regretted even getting into that venture in the first place, but it was too late for her. So she never tried selling me anything or even attempted to get me to buy any of her products. That was probably the coolest thing about her, but her and I ended up falling out due to other reasons. Regardless, I do appreciate the fact that she wasn't trying to sell me on something she clearly knew was a fail.
I made these Hauser service stickers, and I've been putting them outside.
Fuck it. I hate TikTok sometimes. How do I unlike that? I'm taking my like back. How do I go back to that girl's... Fuck. How do I go back? I accidentally clicked this TikTok, and now I can't go back. Fuck, don't like it. Go back. There's no back button. Now I'm going to have to go for... I was going to like that girl's video. Now I can't go back. Let me go to my notifications and do that again. Mentions and tags. Here she is. Click this.
Of businesses everywhere. Go to my bio and get one.
Didn't work. Fuck this video. Show me this. Show me this. You can't make this shit up, bro. How the fuck do I use TikTok? Go to that video. There we go. Thank you for this. OMG Primerica is the worst. Blah, blah.
If you haven't watched the
Crazy, me learning about TikTok. All right, let's see this one. Let's see this one. This is cool, man. I don't know why they muted my shit.
Wow, I thought I was the only one that experienced this, but I definitely lost a best friend to a pyramid scheme. And I just want to preface this with that me and her, it's cool, no bad blood, because we do follow each other on here, and she might see this. But it's no bad blood, but it is my truth. So I went to college in Houston. I'm from the DC, Maryland area, right? So of course I would come home on breaks. Now this is my dog, right? This is my ace, my ride or die, right? Who still lives there. You know what I'm saying? She hit me up a few weeks before I came home for Christmas break and was like, hey, I just signed up for this, new company. I'm doing this new thing. I just need to like sign people up. Can you put your information in, blah, 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 blah. I said, cool, no issues. I did it. Didn't even ask, of course, because that's my friend. I wouldn't think anything of it. Then I get home. I'm barely hearing from her. I'm barely seeing her. I'm seeing her out, you know what I'm saying, with these new people, which is cool because, we're getting older. Cool, whatever, you know what I'm saying, but not answering my calls or nothing. Then she hits me one day and said, hey, do you want to come to this party? I'm like, cool, of course, because I'm home bored. She takes me to this party at her brother's house, you know what I'm saying, and then this white man come out, which is already weird.
Oh, it's a pitch.
Because we're in PG County, Maryland, not too many of those. And he comes out with this projector.
Imagine going to what you think is a party for fucking...
And I ain't stupid. I'd have been to enough Vector Prime meetings and shit like that to know, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So they put on this whole presentation, and I'm just still like, yeah, nah, I'm good. Like, okay, well, let's go home. Like, okay, then just drops me off. Right? Didn't hit me to go hang out at an actual party with your new pyramid scheme friends, but took me to a motherfucking info meeting. Okay. Right. So from that point on, after I said no, it was just really like weird and awkward. And then let's rewind. Remember I said she made me sign up for something and I didn't think anything of it. I get a hit on my account for like $150, which pisses me off because I'm a broke college student. I don't have any money like that. You know what I'm saying? 150 was a lot back then. So when I tell her that, she's like, oh, yeah, that's because you didn't get 5 other people.
Bruh.
Bitch, you didn't tell me to get 5 other fucking people, or I would have told you to kiss my ass. I'm not doing that shit. Didn't even give me the money back. I end up having to go through my bank and disputing the charge and getting a whole new card. And so from that point, because I don't play by my coins, it was really like on my side. But, you know, I was just really hurt. I was really hurt that I felt like she would do that to me. You know what I'm saying? And then from that point on, I just stopped hearing from her. I stopped seeing from her. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? If you weren't World Venture Blue Side, then we wasn't fucking with you, which was like kind of wild to me. That's how it really is a cult, because it's like, if you're not down, if you're not in here with us, then you don't need to be surrounded by us. And it's wild. I'm running out of time. I got a part 2 if y'all want it.
Crazy shit. Wow, this is so cool. I didn't know you could do this on TikTok.
I wanted to share an interaction.
Can you do this on a phone? Where was I tagged in this one? It says I was tagged in this. Maybe in the comments? Oh, yeah, people be tagging me in the comments.
That I had, because honestly, these MLMs are getting so sneaky, and I never thought that I...
Listen, I'm super into MLMs and pyramid schemes, so I'm going to...
Look at his eyebrows. 6 minutes. I'm not watching this.
Tell you schemes. And if you Google these...
Okay. Presenter told... Here we go. This is a stitch. I like the stitches.
Aus diesem Grund werden Trader immer reich.
Speaking German, somebody tagged me in this. This is so cool, bro. I can't believe you can do this. I can't believe this. So where does it say stitch? Mentioned you in a video, mentioned you in a comment. So I should click mentioned you in a video, right? If I want to see the duets or whatever the fuck they're called, stitches. Lilo and Stitch. Obama means family. Oh, this person mentioned me in a video? Who's this? Oh my god, there's so many. Oh, these are from like December. This is probably bullshit. Let me see. Alright, let me see. This might get... Okay, yeah, this is R. Kelly one. R. Kelly one. That got like 3 million views. Yeah. Okay, that was this. Okay, let's see this one. This is only a minute long.
An amazing rags to riches story. And during the meeting, I took out my...
Before I say what I have to say, I do want to say, like, I was an Avon lady. I was pro-romance. And I was part of that community of MLM. And I honestly love some of the products that were there. But one of the worst ways they had me trapped, and one of the ways they led people on, was like, somebody would host a party. Somebody would be like, oh my god, everyone's going to be there. It's going to be such a fun party. Next thing you know, a projector comes up. There was this company called You Should Be Here, something along...
Not the projector, bro. Oh my goodness. I'm learning TikTok, y'all. In New York, all that recruit 5 people shit. Imagine pre-drinking and it's a pitch. Dude, it would kill me so bad. So quick.
Lines, but that was their motto, like, you should be here. And to this day, no one knows what they're selling, but it was one of those, like, cruise, like, I don't know, to this day, I'm like, I don't know what it was. But the fact that, like, a lot of us went to, like, to a party, and next thing you know, it was just, like, one of those events to just, like, try to trap you. I just felt like I was being sucked into this cult, and I was just like, how do I even get out of here?
Oh, she was sweet. What a sweet lady. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know TikTok had that, man. That made my day. Wow, people really stitching my TikTok. That feels so sweet. Wow, love those people sharing their stories. I hate to hear what happened, but it is really cool. You know, you get some reactions like the gentleman we saw who is, debunking me, quote unquote, and then other people sharing their stories. You know, this is really this really is an issue that touches every person. I really believe that. So that was cool, man. If you aren't in the business, you can't be near me. Yeah. Yeah. I remember a clip from 2021 when I was doing research and exposing a certain company who I shan't name. And there was a clip somebody had tagged me in. It's one of my favorite. I have it saved still. And the person giving the presentation says, if your partner isn't in the company, then why are you even with them? And then they had all this other shit where it's like, repeat after me. I will not listen to myself. And then they would all repeat it. And then they had ones where they were all walking around a pool, like 50 people walking around circles in a pool as like a training exercise to show that they were committed to following the teachings of their leader. Because if you want to get, you have to follow someone with the results that you want, regardless of if they're a shit person or not. Follow someone with the results that you want, right? And prove that you are going to follow what they say by doing whatever they say. So, really insane stuff. Insane. Can't make this shit up, y'all. Really cannot make this shit up. Have you seen an old movie called The Circle? I have not seen that. Crazy. This is so cool. I'm just very happy I learned about TikTok today. And there was other stitches from my R. Kelly TikTok that got like 3 million views that I haven't seen. I can't believe that. I really can't. I really can't. Cool. Okay, well, let's see what else. We're about to hit 60K subs. Maybe I even hit it. Perhaps hit it while I was on this stream, frankly. 59,983. So we are 17 subscribers away from 60K. Not bad, frankly. Honestly, a month from now, it could be 70, depending on how the Primerica video does. And if it will be at 70 if the Primerica video does even the same amount as my previous part 1 infiltrating a pyramid scheme videos have done. So, yeah. TikTok reactions we watched. WFG 4, almost done. Talked to Robert. Was up late thinking of ideas. Amazon affiliate links coming soon. So in the descriptions of my videos, you'll be able to see like links to helpful resources like Ponzi-nomics, combat and cult mind control, freedom of mind, and then maybe I'll also put links to like, my productivity planner, my camera, my gear, my microphone, whatever the fuck, light, green screen, whatever it is. Sorry, not green screen. This is my actual house. Cool. And did we all thumbs up the stream? Oh, pretty close. That's good. And did we all drop bags? I'm just saying there's 260 people watching. Imagine 260 people dropped $20, $5,200. We'd make such good progress. The cult would move so much farther. Even $10, Even $10. 260 people times $10, $2,600, right? We love to see it. Pay off some debt. Pay off some pesky credit card debt. All right, cool. So let's see. MLM Russian roulette. Pulls out projector. All right, I'm going to head out. Wow. Crazy, guys. Crazy. Wow, this is so much fun. Pretty soon, man, once the word gets back around that I'm back focusing on MLM content, because I really feel like it still hasn't got back yet. I look forward to when the streams have 500 people, 1,000. Dude, I did debates. I was low-key disappointed by the Dominic Izzo debate because for the I actually promoted it. I made a thumbnail for it, and we had 750 peak viewers, I think, at the peak of it. And for how explosive that debate was, I thought it would be more because I remember doing debates with people in 2021 when I first thought of doing them. And there was the second one that I did, there was over 2,000 people watching live on YouTube. This is you would expect to see 2,000 live viewers on a big creator's, page, live stream, that's when you're in the thousands, multiple thousand, that's the big leagues. So I don't know why I didn't. What I should have done back in those times, because back in those times, I would do a live stream and then it would just go into the archive. It wouldn't be public for people to rewatch. And I remember after I did that live stream where there was like 2,100 people watching at the peak, by the time it was done, it already had like 20K views. If I had left the replay up and like made a thumbnail for it, bro, it probably would have got like, I don't know, 50, 60K views, right? Crazy shit. So, but whatever, you live and you learn, you live and you learn. And yes, 700 is really good. I was comparing to what it was 2 years ago, which wasn't fair for me to do. But, we'll get it back when this Primerica video drops. We'll get it back. Maybe we can even debate some WFG folks. So let's see. What up, Benjamin? What up, all the members in here? Oh, somebody asked earlier, what's the difference between being a member on YouTube and being a patron on Patreon? So, if you're a member on YouTube, there's ups and downs to both, so you decide. If you're a member on YouTube, you get the special icon by your name in the chat, and you get access to the special members-only emojis that you see people posting in the chat. You get the same perks, early access to the content, etc. But YouTube takes a bigger cut before they give me what I get. I know for super chats it's 30%. I don't know what the exact amount is for memberships, what the split is. I'm sure you can check on Google. Patreon, they give me more of the money, but there's no way for me to link my Patreon patrons with the YouTube live chat. So if you're a member or a patron on Patreon, you won't necessarily have the icon next to your name in the YouTube chat and access to the emojis. So if you're somebody that doesn't really care about the live chats or you miss them, maybe Patreon's the better option for you. But if you're a person who likes watching the live chats and having access to those, maybe YouTube membership is better for you. Either way, I'm not picky. Support is support. I appreciate it either way. So, but it is good, $1 a month you can subscribe for, and you get early access to all the new videos like multi-level misery, infiltrating a pyramid scheme. Up to y'all. Drop the Primerica VOD, then vid, then debate. Oh, of course, Specs, totally. Now think of how you could get it, how big you could get it if you brought 3 people who brought, yes, so true. It would be huge, frankly. One of the biggest and probably the best. YouTube member works for you. Thank you guys, all you guys who support in any way, whether it's direct one-time donations, Patreon, merch, nudes on Instagram, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding, don't do that. That's haram. And people yelling in the hallway of my building, all good. Let me see if I actually do want to try this. So our friend DC, who was here in the chat earlier, shout out to DC, she's live right now. Let me see if I can figure this out. So DC is live right here, okay? Great anti-MLM creator, 1.8K subs. We got to get her more. She's live, 34 people watching. She's talking about Jessie Lee Ward, latest racist remarks. This is a good stream. I've already been streaming 2 hours. I'm about ready to end mine. But oh, dude, I will debate any MLM people, whether it's ACN or what. I've never done the live redirect thing before, and I want to see if I can do it here, because that would be a nice surprise for DC. So I want to see if I can do a live redirect. Fuck, how do I do it when I'm already live? I'm getting nervous. Okay, if anybody in the chat knows, okay, go here. I think I found it. Edit. No, I didn't find it. Don't tell her. I want it to be a surprise. How I can do it. Redirect. Here we go. Fuck yes, I found it. In customization, search videos from other channels. Here we go. If I copy the title of hers and post it in there, does it do it? I swear to God, if it doesn't work, I'm going to be pissed. Ooh, it works. Ooh. Let me see. I've never done this before. DC, if you watch this replay, be very blessed, because you're the first person I've ever redirected to. DC's a great creator. Okay, so it says redirects allow you to keep your viewers engaged across multiple events, add a live stream, or premiere for people to watch your... Dude, this is really a nice feeling to be able to help other anti-MLM creators grow. DC is a G. GC, am I right? So let me see if I can do this. Save. Okay, add a live stream or premiere for people to watch after yours ends. So when mine ends, it'll automatically, or it should automatically, open up DC's. I'm going to go over to DC's chat and see if this actually works. And I want y'all to go over there and say that you came from me. I'm sure she's... I can't say that. I don't know what the most viewers she's ever had in a live is. I'm sure other people have redirected to her before. Let's see. You know what? Maybe not. But let's try. She's talking about Jessie Lee Ward. Let's redirect over there. Cool. Really appreciate you guys being here. New multi-level misery video dropping tomorrow. What's today? Beautiful. Oh, it worked out perfectly. New multi-level misery video dropping tomorrow. WFG Part 4 dropping soon. I have another multi-level misery that's finished with Jennifer, who is actually one of the coaches in Ray Higdon's Rank Makers cult. That will be dropping next week. And Primerica on the way. Interview with Doug Brooks, holding on to it. New interview with Robert Fitzpatrick, soon come. Interview Steve Hassan, soon come. Bunch of other shit. Live streams Friday, Saturday. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Love you. Thank you for Thank you for the support. Namaste. All that. Why does Friday seem so far yet it's closer? Yeah, I don't know. All that matters is getting a few specs. And I'll see y'all in Discord. Join the Discord. Link in the description. Streamlabs, link in the description. Patreon, memberships, all that. Appreciate y'all. You don't. The channel is called DC. DEECEE is how you spell it. But I think it's gonna automatically redirect. So I'll see you guys over there. I'm gonna go say what up. All right. Peace. Later.